And good morning, race fans. Welcome to today's races presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stan Salter along with our odds maker, Keith Fustel. A little rain today, but that's all right. We got some nice races. I had to leave a little early yesterday afternoon for the Standardbred banquet, but I heard I missed a big performance by the Maryland-bred Lewisfield in yesterday's allowance feature of the day.
Yeah, he kind of went up the inside of a couple of horses mid-turn, just kind of got the lead without much asking.
Right.
Oh, boy, when push came to the shove, he just threw away eagerly to the wire, I think was the short comment in Equibase, and kept busy pretty much to the wire. But 108 and 4 for the six
Quick
furlongs.
time, yeah.
Sharp time on this track. Got a little indicator that he was going to run quick. One of the earlier races, I think it might have been a maiden race, went 12 and change. So we knew the track was a little bit quicker. The water truck had came out. We saw that earlier before the card, and a little bit of a scraping from the inside. But Lewisfield, yeah, what a difference. He put the blinkers on, broke his maiden. I don't know if we've ever seen that, a horse from Charlestown like break his maiden, run a mid-50 buyer. Now he's running what? I think preliminary was a 95, if I saw it correctly.
From yesterday?
Yeah.
That's a nice win against two other than Allowance Company. So we'll look forward to seeing Lewisfield next time on the racetrack. Let's show you what we have cooking today. And that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 starts in race 4 today. Carry over a little over 2,900 for the Pick 6 starting in race 4. It's a big game, a big day for sports as we have the big game here at Laurel Park. You can watch the big game at our sports bar with Jailbreak Brewing Company. The fun starts at 4 o'clock. Local food favorites from New England and Philadelphia. Drink specials with Jailbreak, including a tasting flights. And you can play the fantasy big game pick'em contest. You could win up to $3,000. So all kinds of action. Horse racing during the day, and stick around for the big game up there with the football pick'em contest.
And a little different flavor on the pick'em contest. I had seen what they offered. Coin flip, interceptions, rushing yards. So a little change of pace for the pick'em contest, but a great reward if you get it done. $3,000. I'll take that.
All right, let's get right to it. Let's show you the weather, track conditions, and everything here at Laurel Park. We had a first race post time of 12:30. There's your track. It's sealed right now. There's a light rain. We had some snow flurries earlier on this morning. A light rain right now. They have the track sealed. We're in the 30s. A wet, wintry mix this afternoon. I think rain, light rain for the rest of the afternoon.
Yeah. And looking at it right now, good might be the best classification. We'll give it another look when we get upstairs. But yeah, just seeing how severe this weather becomes through the course of the day, how much rain that we do get. Could it change it to muddy? Not sure just yet, but we'll start good fast.
What are we starting at? We're starting fast?
I'd like to start good right now, but we can adjust accordingly.
Okay, all right. Well, let's take a look here. Race 1, I don't know who makes that call. I don't know, Chester. I don't know.
Hey, we don't want to step on anybody's feet. That's right.
Way over my head. Let's take a look here at the early pick 5 here with the mandatory payout, industry low, 12% takeout on both pick 5s here at Laurel Park. I have a ticket here for the early pick 5, $48 play, going 4 deep in race 1. A beaten nickel for Philly and Mares going 2 turns. I like the 2, 3, 5, 6 in race 1, going with the 2, 3, 4 in the second race. Race 3, a nice maiden 43/4. I like a Katie Voss first-time starter in there. The 2, Rare Notion, but Cal Lynch with a nice horse in there. The 6, Belfour, you have to respect a little bit. 4 deep in race 4. Then my best bet of the day, I'll single on the 4, Nico, Bree, and TJ in race 5 for Claudio Gonzalez, Showmore Torres. Nico will be the popular favorite there. It's a nice first-level allowance contest for 3-year-olds going 5.5 furlongs. So keying on the 4, Nico, Bree, and TJ there in race 5 for the early pick 5. Nice sequence early on here. Nice maiden race in the 3rd, and a nice allowance race there in race 5.
Yeah, that second race is a little tricky. Belfour, we've got the firster, Katie Voss's horse. In the race, I like Nico, Bree, and GJ. I think that's going to be single for a lot of guys. Big Bella Brown, if this moisture kind of gets a little bit more in the track, this horse really thrives on and off track. And Durango Kid, don't know where that race came from, but a big effort. But clearly the horse to beat, in my opinion. Nico, Bree, and TJ, you're single in race 5.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, let's take a look here. Race 1 to start the early pick 5. We're going a mile and a 16th, claiming 5,000 for Philly and Mares, 4 and up, 8 and 6 months, never won 4. I'll go with the 5, E. Lizzie, with Ricardo Chappie on top. This is a soft beat nickel group. I'll go with this Scott Lake 7-year-old mare. She's a 3-time winner here at Laurel Park. Rallied for 3rd last out at this level. She likes to fall way back and then come with a rally. Hopefully, Chappie gets aboard today. Maybe he can keep her a little closer, or that's just her running style and and hopefully she'll have a little bit of a pace to run into.
Yeah, her and Chapel Gap, number 6, will probably be keeping each other back, in company in the back of the pack, some 10, 12 off of it probably by the time they hit the far turn. They're going to try to ramp up a rally. With the scratch of the 4, Photo, kind of pace complexion changes a little bit. Maybe Street Miz will send, but it looks like the clear spit could be already Betty from the inside. First time for Wayne Potts. This horse scares me. Doesn't have to improve a lot and might get Brave on the lead. First time for Wayne Potts. Going to use that horse in the mix. I like the 3. I come back to Pustino Secret one more time. Rodriguez exits Pustino Secret and goes to Already Betty. We've got a formal replacement, though, in Kevin Gomez. Florida Force last time out came back to win off of that win. I don't know what happened. Was caught wide again, turning for home. That was a little bit better bunch, I thought. This horse just needs to save ground, rate a little kindly early. I think she can make a steady progression to get past the speed.
Going from the bug boy to a journeyman with Kevin Gomez. So, the 3 will be right there. Should get a nice ground-saving trip from the inside. We both used the 2 kind of protectively, boosting. Been off form the last few races, but now takes a big drop. Second off the layoff for a good barn here. Amy Smith and Joe Moore Torres.
Yeah, this is a horse 2 for 4 on a wet track with a second. You kind of just throw a line through the last, sprinting, which probably isn't her game.
Right.
Second off the layoff, now stretching back out. She's going to take plenty of play. I guess frustration is set in. Hammy's got 2 horses in the day dropping down in class boosting. Doesn't have a whole lot of speed, but, boy, with this class drop, might keep her in the game. A shorter price. I'm just going to try to beat her. I'm going to use her in the exactas, looking for a little bit higher price with the 1 or the 3.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Let's take a look here at the second race. And I didn't mean to misspoke, and maybe we should have talked about this before we started today. But, can we change it to good now? Did you make that call, or who makes the call?
Well, it's something we discuss. I'll talk it over with the place judge in the racing office, and we'll go through that. Sometimes we don't always agree.
Gotcha. Okay.
But we'll talk about it. And right now, if this moisture stays, I think we'll be towards the good side. But we want to start it fast. That's great. We've got 60 minutes to kind of go ahead and
figure it out.
confirm.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. We'll figure it out here. Let's take a look here at the second race to kick off the early pick 4. Going 2 turns here in race 2, a mile and a 16th, claiming $25,000 for straight 3-year-old fillies, and the 3 Tiz Surprise going to be awfully tough in here. I think both Capuano brothers going to be tough in here, and the 3 Tiz Surprise, real big effort 2 starts ago at this $25,000 level, coming off the pace, going 6 furlongs, and then rallied last out to be third as well, going 5.5 furlongs at this level. This will be the first time going a mile and a 16th. She ran okay going a flat mile back on December 1st, but maybe she can. I think she'll like this 2-turn distance a little bit better today.
I expected a little bit more out of her last time, but proportionality just kind of had things her own way on the front end for Sagamore, and a little bit of a drop. I'm going to use her into the mix, stretching out. It's a good angle here for Gary Capuano. Bay size, maybe a little bit of price. This could be a reach, Dan. Had to jam her down to 10,000 to get the money, but I thought she carried herself well through good internal fractions. Yeah, the final quarter wasn't much, but a similar style to Aviles, the horse that beat Grease Lightning last time out. I think Grease Lightning is going to be your favorite, so maybe the confidence is built off of that last win. I think she can go a long way on the front end.
All right, the 4 Chic Horse, second off the claim here for Jerry Brooks. This is an honest filly by Frisian Fire. She always comes with the rally. This will be her second time going a mile and a 16th. She needs a little bit of a pace to run at, but always an honest filly. I almost just used the Capuano brothers 2-3 in this race, but then I threw the 4 in there, Chic Horse, just because she's honest and always comes with a late rally.
Yeah, no doubt. And Grease Lightning, kind of, has she hit her level, or can she move it up another tick? Like she didn't have the easiest of trips last time, doing all the dirty work and chasing. Aviles was just a little too good. She hung a little bit late, but at this level, she's awfully tough with that 2-turn experience.
Okay. All right, let's turn the page here. Nice maiden claiming $40,000 here in race 3. We're going 6 furlongs, 4 straight 3-year-olds, and the 6 Balfour going to be a popular favorite in here, and so is the 7 Took Over for Timmy Grahams. Took Over has been the beaten favorite already 2 of his 3 career starts. Balfour, good second last out. You have to respect the 6 and the 7, but we're both going with the Katie Voss first-time starter. Why not? Katie Voss with 2 first out winners last year. They were both 4-year-olds. This is a 3-year-old by Great Notions. The Great Notions, they can run on anything. Sire of Flash Phelps, Sire of Lewisfield. I mean, he's an up-and-coming sire. And this, the dam was 0 for 2. Katie and Bob had the dam. She was 0 for 2. Now, interesting enough, her debut was against Allowance Company here in Maryland, where she was 3rd with a 66 buyer. So we see a first out effort today like that from Rare Notion, and that could put him right there. He's a half to fly Eagle Fly. who won 5 times, 3 sprints on the dirt and 2 routes, made $85,000. So decent family here. I like the Great Notions, and Katie Voss been doing well with her first outrunners recently.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to go with the new face, and we've seen her pull this off before. Belfort took over. Belfort for Lynch. Is this horse going to be like Maynooth? Just kind of run these races and not quite get there? Granted, not really fair to say he's only had 2 tries. Improved last time when put in that 40 claimer. He's going to stalk. Took plenty of money last time. Into Cobb, a horse that always takes money.
Right.
Rated. I thought the horse would go right to the front. Did not. Took a rating stance, but still held on pretty well. All things considered, I think took over today. It will be right to the front. Come catch me if you can. Belfort do the chasing. But let's go for a little bit of an outsider. You also get a little bit more price, I believe, with the 2 Rare Notion.
And we both like the one a little bit here as well.
Yeah.
Secret Cape, the debut was last November, sprinting on a good turf course here at Laurel against a maiden special weight company. The horse was 20-1 in that race, and it just didn't go well. He had to break from the 2-hole in a Big Ten horse field. You hope he got some education out of that assignment. He's by Cape Blanco, so I guess that's why they tried him on the turf.
Right.
But the dam, she won 3 times sprinting on the dirt, made $59,000, and this guy's a half to Bidham, who won 10 times sprinting on the dirt, made $250,000. So Secret Cape maybe now getting to his preferred surface today.
Exactly. Yeah, I ditto that. That's exactly what I said. Half to a 10-time winner, and the mare, her races were best sprinting on the dirt.
All right, so maybe a nice price there with the 1 Secret Cape in the 3rd race. Let's get a quick commercial break. We have a nice carryover in today's Rainbow Pick 6, almost 3,000. That starts in the 4th race. We'll take a look right after this. All right, welcome back. Rainbow Pick 6 starts in race 4 today. The carryovers keeps building today. A little over $2,900, $2,930 for the Rainbow Pick 6 starting here in race 4 on our 9-race card. I like the early Pick 5 today. I have a ticket for that. I know you like the late Pick 4 coming up in the 6th race. So let's take a look here at race 4. Race 4 will also kick off the Rolling Super High 5 today. We're going a flat mile, claiming 16,000. Filly and mares 4 and up. Never won 2 lifetime. Video spotlight here on the 8. Anissa didn't break very well. Stumbled very badly in her last start. Here's the replay for Anissa's last start.
We're going to highlight this, and thanks, guys. There's a really, really bad stumble right to the nose, unfortunately, for Anissa, and had to steady back out of there at 5-1. Looked like she had a fair shot coming off of that 67 buyer effort in the race prior for a little bit better. And looking at this race, Princess Palomar, we talked about her. She was a good horse for Runco. It strung together a couple good efforts. That's good enough, guys. And Anissa just lost all chance at the break. This is another one of Hammy's horses. He's got 2 in the day. Both are dropping. Teams out with Forest Boyce. This horse can sit from just off of it. I think you throw out the last and look at these other numbers comparatively. Her consistency kind of puts her there. This is the right kind of thing to get her back on the winning track. Stalking pounds.
Yeah, that race 2 starts ago was real good, and I use her in my exact. Hammy got the money yesterday with Prevailing Party.
Yeah, did you toss that horse in? Or no?
No, I didn't. I didn't toss the horse in, but the same kind of pattern here as Anissa. Good start 2 races ago. Things didn't go well her last start. Now a good shot to get back in good form today for the 8 Anissa. I used in my exact. The 7's in good form though. Dorothy from Dublin. Edwin Gonzalez with a win yesterday. He's on this filly from Maldonado. Good. They broke the maiden on the turf, and then it's been right there the last couple starts on the dirt. 3rd last out at this level, going 7 furlongs here at Laurel. Should like the stretch out to a mile today. Has been 2nd at this distance a couple starts. So I'll go with Maldonado here and Dorothy for Dublin.
Yeah, the key I think maybe might be this one horse, this kind of absolute stranger coming in from Woodbine. Speed from the inside and now raising up in class for Scott Farley. We've seen a lot of his horses where they go to Penn National or come here. He kind of jams them down. Not this one. A little bit of race. Maybe this is the only race he could find. But half the winning shot, who was 6 for 29 routing on the dirt, 2 for 7 on and off track. So with Michelle Rainford, this horse could kind of go out and set the tone. I think Clairvoyant is a pace factor as well as Dorothy from Dublin. It's a tricky race to figure.
Yeah.
I just think Vanessa kind of gets back to what I know she can run somewhere along a lower to mid 60s. She should be able to do it. But yeah, take protection in this race, no doubt.
Yeah, we both like the 6. Clairvoyant could be right there. Elvis Trujillo back up today. He's on this horse from Mary Epler. Mary Epler, nice win yesterday or Friday to kick off the weekend. So Clairvoyant's been hanging around against this company. She could be right there at a decent 9-2 price.
Yeah, she kind of raced herself back into shape. She's a chaser that can kind of stay on at this one-turn mile. She's okay in here. And how about Mary Epler down at Gulfstream the other day? Oak Bluff second in that, $175,000 stake.
We both like the 4 here. Blondie Girl at a big price, 12-1. Yeah. Louis Garcia aboard for Jerry Thurston. A good third last out, going 5.5. I think it's going to like going back out, like stretching back out to a mile today. I think Blondie Girl we both like here, live at a price in race 4.
I remember the maiden score back in July. I think it was like a monsoon when she got
11-1.
Yeah,
yep,
took back
going a mile.
and just got up. But yeah, finished with pretty good energy last time out, down to the inside. Yep. I like the little confidence move up. This horse is okay.
Yep. Yeah. All right, let's take a look here at race 5. It's going to kick off the late pick 5, industry low, 12% takeout on the late pick 5, starting in the 5th. This is one of our features of the day, a nice first level allowance contest for 3-year-olds, optional claiming $50,000, going 5.5. We have a video spotlight here on the 4, Nico Bree and TJ, a 3-year-old Maryland bred by Freedom Child for trainer Claudio Gonzalez. This horse hasn't been off the board in 5 starts. Here's his race from November 17th.
No, line the numbers. A very quick horse for Donna Lockhart on the lead, but Nico Bree and TJ just kind of inhales him just under a little bit of a hand coaxing to the quarter pole and responds nicely. Goes off to win by 6 3/4 lengths. I tell you, Nico Bree and TJ is an interesting horse. They've always liked this horse. He's improved steadily. Yeah, maybe protected in the maiden 40s as a Maryland bred, you see, but you see the 2-back race still having fun. A game effort to that one, and we know what he's gone on to do. Things might be onward and upwards for Nico Bree and TJ. Another one. He's going to be right up with the pace this afternoon.
Yeah, the light bulb went on last time. The confidence has to be sky high for this young 3-year-old for our leading trainer. We both like the 4, Nico Bree and TJ. I key on the horse for my early pick 5, and probably going to be a key horse for a lot of people for the early pick 5 and late pick 5. The 2, Big Bella Brown, though, a real good third in the half stakes late November, and that race was after having almost a 2-month break. So Cal Lynch, J.D. Acosta won on this horse in the mud against Allowance Company back in November.
Yeah, this is one we talked about before. You know, got away with a $25,000 maiden claimer in debut on a sloppy sealed surface, came back in Allowance Company. Good effort against VIP Code, who I think is an improving horse for Schoenthal. Then shortened up a little bit, wins at 5.5 on a muddy sealed surface. This horse wants moisture in the racetrack. No disgrace at all. A little bit of a move before flattening against better. Diamond King went down to Florida yesterday. Didn't run too terrible. I think Big Bella Brown is a definite threat to Nico Bree and TJ from probably a stalking position, maybe 3 or 4 out of it mid-turn to make a run into it with Acosta.
And we both like the 6, Durango Kid. This horse with a couple bang-up races at Hawthorne, threw a clunker against 40,000 two-life claimers at Churchill going a mile, but a big effort last out against Allowance Company, went 10-3 at Hawthorne. That's a big race, but that was way back in early November. It's been working here at Laurel for Jamie Ness. Georgie Vargas Jr. might get a real nice trip on the outside here with the 6.
Really tough horse to gauge. You win for maiden 15, and you're up to 40, you get buried.
Right.
You would think drop to a tag. No, let's go for the the optional A other than, and you go ahead and win and beat a heavy favorite, a big upset at 20-1. Now here, first time for Ness. Yeah, dangerous. Draws outside. We've seen this track, lately a little bit of an outside tinge to it. This is a good race, short little field, but a good race. Nico Bree, JJ, certainly the horse with the target on its back. But Durango Kid, and Big Bella Brown, they won 2 races. He's only won 1.
Sure, and we both like a couple debut winners in the race. The 5 Letters from Dublin won at 41-1 here at Laurel Park on a muddy sealed track against Maiden 25,000 Company. Should get a nice trip from the 5-hole. The 1 Dial Operator, a homebred for New Farm. Good to see New Farm still in the game. Jason Service now with this 3-year-old by Dialed In. He had a nice win at Monmouth last July.
Yeah, got the job done. Overcame a rail post, worked through between rivals to go clear. We haven't seen this horse beat J-Breds. The only horse to come back to win out of that 9-horse field was the last place finisher, who I think won recently on the turf. So you're saying it's suspect field, but the barn you have to respect, no doubt about it. Service when he travels, pay close attention.
All right, let's take a look here at the late pick 4. You like the late pick 4. Starts in race 6. Maiden claiming $16,000 for 3-year-old fillies going 5.5 furlongs. Let's take a look here at your late pick 4 ticket.
Let's look. Here we go. Spread and ready in race 6. Not enough room on the page. Stand on the ticket.
Yeah,
look at
wide
that.
Open.
And the character generator. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. And I think of a maze of a race in race number 6. You've got to go, I think, deep in here. Shortening up in the 7th with the 2 Eastern Bay and the 4 Polar Jet. They clearly look like the 2 horses to beat. We're going to take a shot in the single. I'm hoping maybe for a little bit more moisture in this track. Some scratches in race 8. That leads to 2 Friend of Liberty, going to be a short price. Hopefully this horse can get it done on an off surface. 3 deep in the last, the 1, the 3, the 9. Jarvis for Hartzell there, the 3, and the 9 Summer Run for Capuano. But the key for the payout, I think, is going to come in race 6. Hopefully we can get a price to get us going. $24 ticket.
Yeah, this is a wide open race. Maiden 16, 3-year-old fillies going 5.5 to 7. Sharon's Thunder, decent effort last out at 18-1 at this level. Vacardi Chappie stays aboard today. This horse will get a nice stalking trip from the 7 hole. The barn over 16 last year, so they're trying to get to the winner's circle. The 7 and the 5 on paper look like the best horses. I like a couple of first-time starters in here.
Okay.
The 8 and the 12, but your thoughts on the 7? You like Sharon's Thunder? And the exacted
Yeah,
two.
I thought that horse ran pretty well in the 14th. Speed okay all the way around the racetrack, but did have a little bit of trouble early, nearing the half-mile pole, had to ease back, and then made another move and was quite game to be clear for second. Had a big price of 18-1. If the improvement continues, I guess she's probably the horse to beat. This was a tough race to line. I go outside again. Bella Brandy M. Another little drop for Lacey Gaudet, but finally gets outside and has 2 really tough trips in the first 2 tries. I think his run against a little bit better. Positionally, I think this horse can stalk and pounce for this level and dropping back to the 5.5 furlongs. But this is a tough one. What firster do you like the best if you had to kind of go, Stan?
Well, I guess the 12, Little Laughs, and this filly looks like she's probably worth $16,000. She's by algorithms. They can win early. Now, the main knock, she's a Colts Neck stable bred horse, and they had the dam as well, just joking. This filly sold for $1,000 at the sale, so she might have a crooked leg or something. But the dam was 0 for 1, but the second dam, she was 4 for 7, a multiple stakes winner sprinting on the dirt. She was second in a grade 3 dirt sprint, and this filly's a half to quick release, a 3-time winner sprinting on the dirt, made $162,000, and also has a full sister that won as well. So she's in cheap here for the debut. So that's maybe a question mark, but some decent works here at Laurel Park for Jerry O'Dwyer. Gets Sheldon Russell for the debut,
and
right?
We see him. He scored within the past 2 years with a big price. That's why that ROI out of a small sample is just off the charts. Yeah, the 8 Hold That Kiss by Outflanker here going for Tim Keefe. Half the Rocky Policy and Papa Vinny have run okay. Rocky Policy was a 2-time winner at 2. And did run, I think, upwards in the 90s on the turf. Maybe turf's in this horse's game for the future. A wide-open race, when you kind of look at it, a lot of these horses look like they want the front end stand. Maybe it does fall apart. Maybe one of these firsters will be able to come from the back of the pack and get it done.
Big field. We'll have a big handle there in race 6, so that's good for the late pick 4. Let's take a look here at the 7th race to kick off the final pick 3 of the afternoon. Nice first-level allowance contest for 4 and up. Going 6 furlongs. We have a video spotlight on my top pick, the Maryland-bred Eastern Bay by E. Dubai. This horse, a half-brother to John Jones. Let's show you what Eastern Bay did last out here January 13th at Laurel.
January 13th, and just was poised pretty much from the get-go, 3 wide, just stalking the pace, and moves on up to the leaders, heading towards the top of the stretch. And Eastern Bay, I mean, he's kind of getting scary good right now. Shifted out to about the 4 path to go ahead and widen it in mid-stretch, opens up a clear lead and holds firm, and really doesn't get set down till just past the 8th pole with Elvis Trujillo. A couple scratches in here. Stan scratched the 1A, Abdar scratched the 3. Corajan Eastern Bay got through the State Bred A other than looking to get through the Open, and would be no surprise. Not going to be a big price, maybe in that 3-to-1 range, but has to deal probably with Polar Jet as the main threat for Linda Rice.
There was a ton of speed in this race with Abdar and Corajon being out. Not as much, but still I think a lot of early speed with the 4 Polar Jet, the 5 Best Kind of Trouble, and the 8 Cobb on the outside. So you might have a pile up early on here. I like the 2 Eastern Bay. Has enough early speed to have a nice stalking trip on the inside with Elvis Trujillo. It was a beautiful trip last out to get him out in the clear. Hopefully Turner for home, he can swing wide and have a clear shot with Elvis Trujillo aboard. So 2-4 for me, 4-2 for you. I like the 8 here on the outside. The 8 Cobb, 4 trainer Mark Reed. Mark Reed with a good team over there at Pimlico. Benny Feliciano's his assistant trainer. Jackie Savoy gallops for him. So they have a good team over there at Pimlico. This horse was bet a lot during the maiden ranks and finally put it all together last out at about 8-5 against Maiden Special Weight Company late November. Got a nice trip that day, and I think he'll have a nice stalking trip on the outside today.
Yeah, called a short field when breaking the maiden, but finally kind of did what I guess these connections thought he could do because, as you talked about, he's been bet pretty much every start following that decent debut up at Delaware. Actually, a very good debut. I shouldn't say decent. It was a solid debut at Delaware in June. So, yeah, Cobb wants to be forward, wants to force the issue. How does he handle the extra pressure? He's obviously in top form right now, but Polar Jet is coming in for Linda Rice. Yeah, you could say give that horse a pass last time. You see a 79 buyer. Well, the winner ran a 105 that day. That was a strong A other than at Aqueduct. I like how this horse was protected off of the break 3 races back, scored, didn't beat a whole lot in that start or 2 races back, but I think this horse can go ahead and stalk in here with Best Kind of Trouble, maybe Cobb going out for the lead. This horse just stalks and pounds. Eastern Bay, one of the 2 or the 4, and hopefully we'll be alive to the 3rd leg of our pick 4.
We both like the 6 here, Sky Chaparral, who might benefit.
Our friend just showed back. I haven't seen him. He hasn't reared his ugly head. He's back. The
Squirrels are here.
Okay.
But Sky Chaparral, a closer, might benefit if there's a fast early pace.
Yeah, and he's another one. Guys haven't been scared. He's been claimed a couple times. Last time out, okay. They didn't really go that fast last time at 7. 6 might really enhance his kick with a hot and heavy pace up front.
All right, so nice allowance race there in the 7th. Let's take a look here at race 8, our feature of the day, a 3 other than allowance condition, optional claiming 32,000. We're going 6 furlongs. We had a few scratches in there. Scratch to 1, Miss Cobblestone, the 5, Aunt Rose, and the 8, Kentucky Lady. I go with the 7, Uphill Battle here for trainer Hugh McMahon. Looks like a nice claim. He got this filly for 25,000 again when she clobbered a 2 other than field at Penn National. 79 buyer that day, and they got a nice 81 buyer last out. A good 3rd here in the Politely at Laurel behind My Magician. Renaissance Rosie would come back to win. Angel Rodriguez aboard the 7, Uphill Battle. Should get a nice stalking trip on the outside today.
Thought she might take some play in that Politely, and she did. Ran the big number at Penn National. Was she going to be able to maintain form? Yeah, maybe even improve the tick. A little flattening. I thought she was going to be 2nd in mid-stretch, just flattened out a little bit behind My Magician, Renaissance Rosie, who came back to win. Friend of Liberty, though, comes in for Michelle Nevin. Appears to be the horse to beat another one. Thrives on an off track. 3 for 4 with a 3rd. Kept good company. 3 races back in September. The grade 2 Gallant Bloom. The 2-back try was really, really good, and that was over that sloppy sealed surface, which I'm sure she's hoping she's going to get today. Sure. She's going to have some speed to run at. Angel of War, Shackelford's Lady, even Downtown Mama. The 9 for Linda Rice. That's the real question mark horse for me.
Downtown Mama, yeah. Vargas gets Vargas on the outside. She has early speed. He'll probably get a dream stalking trip on the outside. I use her in the exacta, coming off a layoff. Only a few works up there on the Belmont training track to go by. 101-4 last out January 21st. That's a pretty good work. That was about a couple weeks ago, but she's 1 for 1 here at Laurel Park. She won her debut on a muddy seal track last April against Maiden Special Weight.
Did it right here at Laurel. Beat Toby Girl, who's come back to run well for Ferris. So yeah, good little race. The 2 and the 9 look like maybe the horses to beat, but you say Uphill Battle. She moves up a tick more for Hugh. She can get it done.
And Angel War should be right there.
Yeah.
She was undefeated going into the water summer. She caught a monster of a field there. Miss Locust Point. I'm hoping she comes back in the Barbara Fritchie as good as she is right now.
Yeah.
But Angel War gets a big class relief today.
Yep, she definitely gets relief.
All right, let's take a look here at the 9th race. We're going 5.5 furlongs in race 9, claiming 5,000. Everyone 2 lifetime, 4 and up here. I go with my man Sergio Perdinas. I used to gallop horses with him.
Okay.
He has a 6-1 shot here. The 450s Music with Valdez aboard. A big second at this level, last out at 63-1. We won't get 63-1 today, but I'll take 6-1. Decent price here on the 450s Music.
Yeah, this wasn't an easy race to line. You just go off of the last race, 58. Yeah, a duplicate gets it done. Speed was pretty good, but this horse held on a lot better than what I thought. They were laying it down on the front end, 22 and 3, 46 and 4, and this horse didn't want to give up through the stretch. You see the short comment there from Equibase, dueled, too wide, gamely. I'll come back to Jarvis. Hartzell, our man on these double drops, hasn't won a lot, but has a positive ROI over the last 4 or 5 years with this angle. Just didn't really get a good, comfortable trip, I thought, out of a double key race behind Redini. Steven Zanser went up the pen to run a lower 60. I think Jarvis, with a clean break and just stay out of, in between, getting the clear and rate, I think he can make a move into it and get it done.
Oh, yeah, taking a drop, a decent effort 2 starts ago, and gets back to the journeyman today, Elvis Trujillo. Looks like we like the same 3 horses in this race. The 1A Totally Expected is going to be one of the favorites and might get a covered-up trip early on. So a closing sprinter. Vargas going to be in traffic early on down the backstretch probably with the 1A.
Yeah, out of that race, 2 back with Jarvis and was well in front of him that day. I think he was hampered a little bit that late run on the 14th because of the way the speed was holding on that racetrack. So totally unexpected. I think he'll follow through a little bit more today.
The bug boy Weston Hamilton, he should get a nice trip on the outside with a summer run. Good, decent third at this level last out. Beaten favorite at this level. Hasn't had the best finish, but's been right there the last couple races.
Yeah, he's going to. Did he top out? I'm not so sure. With a little flatting, he was on the best part of the racetrack on the 22nd.
All right, that's it. We're out of time. Sunday brunch is cooking up there. We're getting the sports bar ready for you for that big game party with Jailbreak Brewing Company later on. A couple nice allowance races today, and we'll figure out the track here. It's still raining,
right.
And I'm thinking
between good and fast. And like I said, we're going to go upstairs. We'll update it, talk to Georgianne, and she can talk to the track super, and we'll go from there. And we'll have it on there for you.
All right, sounds good.
Accurate before the first race.
All right, Dave Robin, he's coming up next. Scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.